So Ubisoft's not looking good. This is pretty much obvious at this point. Ubisoft is hurting so bad. We got so many rumors, so many stories, so many things happening right now. But there's discussion right now about Ubisoft apparently, potentially anyway, they're going to cut 40% or around 8,000 people around the rumors of a buyout. Now, this rumor of a buyout has been around for a little while, okay? Tencent has been brought up in conversation many times. Many times. This particular company is in conversation with buying out Ubisoft. If you scroll down here, it says a rumor from Bloomberg's Vinci Chan, Dong Cao, and Benoit Berthelot claims that Tencent Holdings Ltd. And the Guillemot family are considering options, including a potential buyout of the French video game developer after it lost more than half of its market value this year, according to people familiar with the matter. Now, again, this is not the first time we've heard Tencent being potentially interested in buying Ubisoft, but I'm going to put it to you like this. Ubisoft has a lot of IPs that can, in fact, make money. Okay? Assassin's Creed can make money. That's been proven. Right? Their Rainbow Six series can make money. That's been proven. The problem is that all of these games are being managed by idiots, right? Look at what they did with Prince of Persia. I mean, the IPs that they have control of, they can make money with them, but they're being mismanaged by psychos over there at Ubisoft. The rot, unfortunately, runs very deep with Ubisoft. And at this point, you now have investors literally telling Ubisoft, sell the company or make it private. Otherwise, we're going to sue you for damages to our money, because that's how much they tanked the stock, right? The stock, how much the stock went down? Like almost 90% in a year. Can you imagine your stock going down 90% in a year? 1 year? It's disgusting. It's disgusting. I can't even imagine it. So it says the report added that the Chinese tech company and Guillemot Brothers Ltd. Have been speaking with advisors to help explore ways to stabilize Ubisoft and bolster its value. The people said, asked not to be identified, discussing a private matter. One of the possibilities being discussed would involve teaming up to take the company private, according to the people. Now, I can see why Tencent will want to buy Ubisoft, because to be honest with you, I feel like Tencent, I don't know if the quality would be there, but I know they would make money. I know they would milk the IPs. You know that for a fact, right? Like, they would milk the IPs from Ubisoft, and they will find a way to make a fuck ton of money with all the IPs. Assassin's Creed, everything, Rainbow Six, they will milk the shit out of it, because they're very good at doing that. This rumor comes in the wake of investment firm AJ Holdings calling for Ubisoft to be sold and taken private. Now, listen to this, because this is huge. Look at this. In an open letter addressed to the Ubisoft board, CEO Yves Guillemot, Tencent, and the Guillemot family holding in the middle of September, the company stated, take the company private for a fair price. We urge the board to consider taking Ubisoft private, with Tencent as a significant partner and shareholder. Ubisoft as a public company is under ongoing scrutiny to report better and better quarterly results to please investors, which may harm strategy going forward and is harming Ubisoft at this time, when they need to think long-term to get new air into their exceptional franchises. Furthermore, it said if Guillemot and Tencent are not interested in Ubisoft's value, we urge the current management not to block any takeover, as there are several PE groups that would be interested. Based on our research, in the event of an offer from a PE group or strategic investor, We urge Guillemot family to accept this bid when this bid will be for a fair price. If this offer won't be accepted, we will sue for a reimbursement of damages. That's pretty gangster. I'm not going to lie to you. That's pretty gangster. So they're not fucking around, okay? They're not fucking around. They are trying to get their money back one way or another. I think at this point, it's safe to say that the investors have woken up. And it's kind of sad that it took this long and this much money lost in order for them to wake up. It really is kind of sad when you think about it, because it didn't have to get this far for them to wake up. It didn't have to come to this point, right? But this is why, if you are going to, invest in gaming studios and companies, I would hope that you at least understand the climate of the culture surrounding the studios and the games that they're making, right? Because a lot of the studios, unfortunately, are lying to investors. And if you don't pay attention outside of what they're telling you to see what's happening, then you're just throwing your money away. You're throwing your money away. You're not being properly informed when you're investing in these companies. And it took their stock going into single digits, right? Their stock had to go to single digits for people to wake up and say, hey, what the fuck is going on? What is happening right now? You know what I'm saying? You can't ignore it anymore. You can't ignore it anymore. Like culture, listen, culture is always huge, right? Culture has always been huge. Culture's been huge in Hollywood. Culture's been huge in gaming. Culture's been huge everywhere. But I think now more than ever, with social media and everything, I think if you are ignoring culture around a particular studio and what the public thinks about them, then you're throwing your money away. You're a fool, and a fool is soon parted from his money. It's going to be a big problem. And a lot of these investors could have saved themselves if they just paid attention, because people have been mad at Ubisoft for years now. Yeah, sure, it's been getting worse over the last 2 years or so, but people have been mad for a while. People have not liked the quality. People have been pretty upset for a while now. Ubisoft has been pretty shit. The investment firm made this call after it accused the Guillemot family, Tencent, of discounting potential value of Ubisoft in order to buy more shares at a lower valuation and eventually take full control of the company at a heavily discounted valuation. Oh, shit. They are throwing out their own conspiracy theory. They're like, you're trying to short us, bro. You're trying to purposely short the stock so that you could buy it when it's cheap and get majority share. Oof. It's getting ugly out here. It specifically stated, in our view, recent delays of certain titles, they are creating uncertainty amongst investors, is beneficial for Guillemot and Tencent in order to acquire more shares at even discounted valuation, as Ubisoft is currently trading close to €15 per share, lowest point since 2015, giving Ubisoft valuation less than €2 billion. Guillemot brothers, who are respected entrepreneurs in France, best know the value of Ubisoft and its distribution agreements they have with Tencent and Activision Blizzard, so we assume they may use this as a tactic to get minority shareholders under the stress. Anyway, guys, so just to kind of finish this up really quick, overall, it's clearly not looking good for Ubisoft. And within the next year or two, I genuinely believe one or two things is going to happen. And I feel like it's really obvious at this point. It's either going to be Ubisoft gets bought out or Ubisoft goes private. I would say 2 years probably, because everything is riding on Assassin's Creed Shadows. You guys realize this, right? Skull and Bones, massive financial failure. That's not hyperbolic. That's the truth. Skull and Bones, massive failure, right? Star Wars Outlaws, they thought that game was going to be one of their saviors. Massive failure. That game also bombed. It didn't bomb as hard as Skull and Bones, but it bombed. And it's not making money. Okay, so that's two. That's 2 out of 3 now. So now they're holding on. They're holding on to the last game that they have up their sleeve, and that's Assassin's Creed Shadows. If Assassin's Creed Shadows does not hit hard, and you got to remember, Assassin's Creed Shadows, doesn't have to just hit hard for itself. Assassin's Creed Shadows has to hit hard enough to also make up for Star Wars Outlaws not hitting hard. So now it's got to make up two different metrics. I mean, I'm not even including Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones is a whole nother other failure. There is no way, I'm telling you right now, there is no way that Assassin's Creed Shadows is going to make up for not only its own budget, but Star Wars Outlaws budget too. There's no way.